Hey yo, what's up, everybody? What's good? What's good in everybody hood, man? Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, man. To all my Muslim brothers and sisters, we done knocked out day 18. Day 18 in this beautiful, blessed month of Ramadan, man. Down to 12 days, less than 2 weeks. Where has it gone? Where has it gone, man? My grandma used to tell me that's a sign that you're getting old when time goes like that. And Ramadan, man, it's 18 days we done knocked out, man. Alhamdulillah. All praise be to Allah, man. I hope y'all had a wonderful fast. Continue to have a wonderful fast. We got 2 days left in the second 10 days of how Ramadan is broke down. The first 10 days, like I said on the earlier video in the Ramadan Telethon, is you seek Allah's mercy. The second 10, which we're in now, is Allah's forgiveness. You ask God for his forgiveness, man. For whatever you've done in the last year that you felt wasn't Islamic, wasn't according to, you could have did better. Whatever. But we got 2 days left in, asking for Allah's forgiveness. And then we finish the last, and then we hit day 20 to 30, the end of the month of Ramadan. We seek protection from the hellfire. Yeah, so, we definitely going to be doing that. But, man, like I said, I hope your brothers and sisters had a beautiful fast today, man. We all had now. We got over 2 weeks in, so, we used to not going through the day without eating and drinking and all that, man. But still, kudos to us, man. For real. Let's jump into what 100 Pit Poppy gonna talk about today, man. Listen, I've looked at the comments and the suggestions, questions, man. I love y'all for rocking with me too. First and foremost, man, I couldn't do this without you. Couldn't be no Ramadan Telethon without y'all, man. So, good looking, and I wanted to address a question that was not a question, but it was more of, when I talk to people about Islam and they know I'm Muslim and all that, I had a lot of people say, yo, bro, man, Islam is beautiful, man. I love how Muslims are. I know a lot of beautiful Muslims, man. They're so nice and this, that, and the third. But, man, y'all do a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? I've always heard that, the Muslims, man, y'all pray 5 times a day, like, early in the Ramadan Telethon, I explained to you why the 5 prayers was obligated upon us. Prophet Muhammad's night journey, peace be upon him. But yeah, people always say, man, y'all do too much, man. Y'all fast for a whole month. Like, y'all pray every day 5 times. And so I wanted to address just, talk about that. Like, we do too much. In this day and age, everybody seems to be doing too much. For real, for real. But when you say you're doing too much in the service of God, because you're talking about, the prayer, that's a hang up for a lot of people. Oh, man, I'm not praying on 5 times a day. That's just way too much. So listen, our prayers are pre-dawn, noon, afternoon, sunset, and your night prayer before you go to bed. Those are the 5 obligatory that Muslims are obligated to do, as ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, as demonstrated by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All right? So when you say we doing too much with the 5 prayers, I just sit and I said, wow. Now our prayers, we have different units. We mean standing and bowing and all that. We call them rakats. But a prayer generally lasts 10 minutes at the most. 10 minutes at the most, whether you're praying at the mosque or you praying by yourself at the home, because, we can pray any and everywhere, as long as the area is clean, So, for prayer, say it's 10 minutes. 5 times a day times 10 minutes. We're talking 50 minutes out of 24 hours. You saying, we do too much, yo. Oh, I can't, man, that prayer thing. I encountered that in prison. Brothers didn't come to pray, and I'm not going to go around and get a brother for prayer. That's one thing people that was in prison with me know. I'm not the prayer police. You know what I'm saying? You become Muslim, you know what your obligations are. It's explained to you. You studied it, so on and so forth. I'm not the prayer police, all right? So, 50 minutes out of 24 hours of your day that Allah has given you to go to work and make money, to be with your loved ones. And do whatever you want. These 24 hours are yours. They're ours. You can jack them off. You can do whatever you want. But these 24 hours every day is yours. So you sitting here telling me You can't take 50 minutes, less than an hour. Even if it was an hour, you can't take an hour out of your 24 hours to fulfill an obligation that Allah asks you to do, to see how serious you are, how devoted. Because, you know, in Islam, your faith is like the stock market. It ebbs and flows. It goes up and down. Everybody don't have the same faith from yesterday to the day or last year. Faith ebbs and flows, man. You go through things in your life that can make your faith gain. You can lose your faith. You know, you lose loved ones through death and all that, accidents. People lose their faith. People gain their faith. But, you know, the prayer is an act that only God sees you doing. Like he sees, okay, prayed all 5 for his prayer. I got night prayer tonight. He prayed all 4 of his today. This is solely for Allah because he obligated. It's like a contract. Ain't nobody twist my arm. Ain't nobody put no gun in my head and say, yo, you got to be Muslim. No. This was a conscious decision. So if I made a conscious decision, it's just like when you get a job. You sign a contract. You're going to come to work at a certain time. You know, you're going to work how many hours or whatever. But like I said, when people say, oh, that's just too much, y'all doing too much, you're saying that 50 minutes out of your 24 hours is too much for your Creator. And one thing, anybody that knows me, I tell you, you know, regardless of your religious beliefs, the most important relationship the mankind should have is with his Creator, is with his Lord. That's the most important relationship because that's going to guide you through everything you deal with. How you deal with your husband, how you deal with your wife, how you deal with your siblings, how you deal with your mother and your father, how you deal with your next door neighbor, how you deal with your business partner, how you deal with your co-workers. You know, your relationship with God, as for me, that's my most important relationship. That guides me how I deal with my children, how I deal with everybody. How I deal with everybody, man. And you know, one thing, you know, I have a beautiful rapport with my people, man. Whoever encounters me, I try to make sure of that, you know. Because number one, I'm Muslim and my number one relationship is with Allah. It's with the Almighty Creator. You know, so that guides me. That's the most important relationship. Everything else, man, if your relationship with God ain't rock solid, then I mean, you can do you. Peace, love. What's up, baby? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you say, you know, that y'all doing too much, 5 prayers, man, 50 minutes out of your day to pray, man, and to thank God that you still breathing the oxygen that he's provided. You don't see the oxygen, right? But you breathing it every second. I mean, just the minutest things that you can thank Allah for. You didn't die today because we all got a death day. Your loved ones didn't die today. Somebody's loved ones died today. They dealing with that trauma, you know, and I mean, we all go through it. I had loved ones die. We all have. You know, if you haven't, man, you know, man, you better thank Allah because your time is coming. That's a part of life. But that's why I said when you say 5 prayers a day is too much, but, you know, 50 minutes out of your day is too much for you to, you know what I'm saying, show your obedience to Allah. And he didn't give you everything. You know, your looks, you know, the money you got in your bank account, you know, your spouse, like I said, your children. And he tells us in the Quran, all of this is a test. All of this is a test. Your wealth and your children and everything you accumulated, that is a test from God to see how obedient and submissive you are. Because, you know, we get puffed up and think it's all about us. Yeah, I did that. I got that bag. You know, you was allowed to get that bag because, number one, you was healthy enough. Alhamdulillah. You got to be healthy enough to go get a bag. You got to be putting the right opportunities, meet the right people, and you got to have your hustle game, your hard work, and go get it. So it's a whole bunch of things that when you break them all back, you got to thank Allah for that, man. Think about the person in a wheelchair that can't hustle like you. Think about the person that has a disability, man, might be blind, man. You know, they got other roadblocks or obstacles that they have to overcome. Both your legs work, both of your arms work, your eyes work, your ears work. You're not sick, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no diseases. It's so much to be thankful to Allah for. So me paying back 5 prayers, 10 minutes of prayer, 50 minutes out of my day, I don't think that's doing too much, especially when you spend way more minutes than 50 minutes doing everything else that is not a relationship with God. You jokers work out more than 50 minutes. Mess with these broads, You be on OnlyFans, everything else, man, watching sports. Everything else you do is more than you spending time with the Lord, man. 10 minutes, that's nothing for me, man. I love the structure of my day. That's one thing, one of the many things I love about Islam. It's the structure in the day. Like, we got times in the day where you got to stop and remember God. Before you start your day, that's our dawn prayer, Fajr. At noontime, when the day is at the height, not the height, but the day is coming up. Now you separate morning from afternoon. Noontime, you stop and remember God. Lunchtime. Then you talking about afternoon. That's the busiest time of your day. You in the middle of the hustle and bustle. And you stop for 10 minutes and get that salat in, man, and thank the Lord, I'm still alive. I'm getting this bag. My family safe. My kids in school learning. Whatever it may be. It's a connector for the Muslims. Them 5 prayers, it's like a charger. You charge it in your phone. You charge your phone up like, thank you, Allah. Thank you, I done made it to the afternoon. Thank you that I'm going to make it to sunset. If I do, because like I said, we're going to die in between one of our prayers. For the Muslims I'm speaking of. For those that don't pray, y'all going to die just like us. But Muslims, we're going to die in between one of them prayers. I might pray the morning prayer and don't make it to noon. Whenever my death date is, and the angel of death going to come, that's going to be that. Ain't going to be I got to make my prayers. Your death date is your death date. It could be in the morning, afternoon, middle of the night. So these prayers connect us. So when people say, oh, y'all do it too much, man, y'all fast a whole month during Ramadan, man. I can't do all that, man. So that shows weakness. You can't do nothing for God, but you can do everything for that broad that you chasing, or that dude you in love with, or your homies, or that gang you rapping, everything. It's just, as I'm older and I sit back and I just observe things, I'm like, we make time for what we want to make time for. So me being Muslim over 30 years, I'm definitely going to make time for Allah. If I make time for my children, I make time to get in that market and trade and make money. I make time to hang with my homies and travel and see my people, and we bust it up, man. I'm going to make time for Allah. So I don't think, 5 prayers, 50 minutes out of my 24 hours I'm doing too much. I don't think fasting for 30 days during the 9th month of Ramadan is too much. It's a commandment from God. If he tell you to do something, either you do it or you don't do it, So for me and for the Muslims worldwide, we feel like we're not doing enough, because we got other prayers that's not obligatory, but we do other prayers. All through Ramadan, we do the Tawweeh prayer. We go on the mosque and we'll pray for 1 or 2 hours straight. That's the Tawweeh prayer, and then brothers be packed up in the mosque. So, we don't think we're doing enough, because we don't want to rest or get this feeling, oh yeah, we good, we Gucci. Allah guide us, man. You don't never know, man. That's why you got to put in the works. You got to put in, if you're in the gym working out, then you got to put in the works with God. If you sitting there saving up the money to get that Mercedes, you got to put in that work with God. You got to fast. You got to attempt to do the things that he has ordained and commanded you to do. It's easy to say, oh, I don't believe in God. Oh, and all that, that's easy to do, because that don't require no work. And that's how this society is now, that's y'all, man. Y'all on that, man. Y'all on that God, the spook God. And I'll be like, oh, hey, Chan, what's your evidence and proof that you can refute what, we got for 1,400 years? That's what I tell anybody. To each his own. You can rock out and do whatever you want to do. But like I said, in Islam, we deal with dalil, which is evidence and proofs. We have documents in the Holy Quran, and we have the Hadith that's been preserved from 1,446 years ago. Now, what you got, since whatever your walk of life is. Like I said, to each his own. I don't get on no soapbox. But we know this is the Ramadan Telethon. We know I'm Muslim. So, I got to explain this to you so you won't have no misconceptions or questions. But yeah, I love the structure. I love the 5 prayers a day, 5 times a day. I love fasting during the month of Ramadan. I get excited when Ramadan's coming. When it was coming 18 days ago, I was fasting before. In the 8th month of Shaban, I was fasting, just getting ready for Ramadan, getting excited, like, yeah, stomach about to be touching my back. But man, we was in the joint. I was in the feds 20 years, fasted every year, and I went and worked out. I might not have worked out as hard as I did when I could drink water, but I got 45 minutes in, 30 minutes in. I played ball, I ain't going to run ball all day, man. I can't drink no water. That's not smart. It's out there hot in the sun and all that. I'm going to run a game or two, man, just to get some exercise. Then I'm going to go sit myself down, man, read some Quran, get my prayers and hang with the brothers. But, you know, when a brother, you know, when people tell me, yeah, that y'all do a lot, man. I don't think it's a lot. I just think mankind now don't want to do nothing. They want to reap the reward for everything, but don't nobody want to do nothing. You know, and I ask the Lord to protect me from that type of mentality. I don't mind rolling my sleeves up and go get in the bag. As everybody has watched in Chronicles since I came home from the feds, man, I done had a truck business, man. I done been on TV. I done moved out the country. You know, I'm in constant motion, man. I'm in constant motions, you know, because, man, life is supposed to be lived. It ain't supposed to just be sitting around just doing you and getting high and just wasting time and all that. It's supposed to be lived, which means experiences. Experiences, man. I'm in the process of getting my 8 and my 7-year-old passports because they going to the DR with me. I want them to experience life like, yo, this is what we can do. The world is huge, man. Just because we was born in America don't mean that's where you're supposed to stay. That's why it's wild that 75% of Americans don't have a passport. So that means y'all ain't never left the country. And you can get even deeper. I think it's 90% of Americans have not been in over 25 of the 50 states in the continental United States. 90%, 9 out of 10 have not been in 25 states. Ask yourself how many states you've been in. Real spill, like this, it's wild how, you know, the complacency, you know, everybody's just not, they stagnant. That's one thing they can never say about, oh, I ain't stagnant. I'm going to keep it moving, man. I'm going to keep it moving. The law tells us in the Quran, he tells us travel over 25 times. He commands us in different verses to travel. Travel this world and see, man. Travel this world and meet other Muslims. Travel and see what Islam is in Afghanistan and Africa, man. You know, and the Dominican Republic. Y'all seen on my YouTube channel, man. I went to the mosque in Santo Domingo. You know, people in America think Islam ain't nowhere. And man, they got mosque on in Santo Domingo. Brothers in there speaking Spanish, English, Arabic, just like anywhere else in the world. But you thought I was going to move to a country and not find the mosque, not find my brothers? Like I said, the video on my YouTube channel, I'm going to find where the Muslims at, man. I'm going to experience life. I'm going to meet people whether they Muslim or not. I'm going to experience, man, because it's a command from Allah, travel. Just like prayer. Just like fasting during the month of Ramadan. You know, you either do it or you don't, you know. That's on you. I'm going to do my work because I want to have some work. I want to have some deeds. You know, when I die, man, on the day of judgment, man, I meet Allah, I want to have 1 billion deeds, good deeds. I'm going to have enough sins, but I want to have more good deeds than sins. This is a game that the Muslims play that the law tells us. You want your good deeds to outweigh your bad deeds. You know, if you've been out here killing everybody, man, and robbing jokers and all that, you know, of course you don't believe in heaven going to paradise. Because your actions show it, man. You can't go there. You didn't kill 30 people. You a serial killer, man. You beat people out of money and all that. Come on, man. But like I said, to each his own. I had to get on here, you know, day 18, we got in the books and explain. That ain't 5 times a day, praying 5 times a day. I don't think it's doing too. I know it ain't too much. 50 minutes out of my 24 hours to thank God. He gonna get that from me. You know, he says in the Quran in chapter 20, verse 14, he says, Innani annallahu la ilaha illa anna fabrukni wa akim salati l'dikra. Which translated in English says, surely I am Allah. There is no God but myself, so worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. Prophet Muhammad told this to the companions 1446 years ago in chapter 20, verse 14. That's just one verse out of chapter 20. I mean, the Lord tells us all through the Quran. Surely I am Allah, there is no God but myself. Worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance. So, I mean, 5 times a day ain't enough for me, man. If a shorty told you come over the crib 5 times and knock it down, you're going to kill yourself, you know. The wild stuff we with, you know what I'm saying? Go to the club, go to the hookah bar, let's go to play basketball. All this old stuff that don't mean nothing to Allah. That don't mean nothing. You're a great basketball player. You can lift 1,000 pounds. That don't mean nothing to Allah, man. Without his remembrance, man. And that's what Ramadan is, this 9th month. We're remembering the Lord because he commanded us in the Quran. Ramadan is the 9th month, and fasting was enjoined on you like those before you. That's clear cut for me. I ain't got to get into semantics. That's what it is. That's what I've been doing for 30 years, man. You know, and hopefully Allah will reward and accept my fast of Ramadan if I make it through and complete it. Because like I said, we live prayer to prayer, champ. It ain't no given that I'm going to make it the next 12 days, man. Because like I said, Muslims that broke fast last night somewhere in the world, my brothers and sisters, they passed. People die every day, so you can't sit here. Y'all be planning cruises 4 or 5 months out. You don't even know if you're going to be alive, and you don't even know your death date. Only Allah knows that, and the angel of death. But, you know, that's how we try not to, you know, Muslims, we got to remind ourselves. That's why I said the structure is so important for us. You know, without structure, you got chaos, number one. Without structure, you got anarchy, man. Everybody doing what they want. Imagine being in prison and they ain't have no structure. Imagine that, man. It'd be dog eat dog in there, man. And it's already dog eat dog. You want to get at a joker, you can get at him, but imagine they didn't have the structure. They didn't have the times for breakfast. They didn't have the times for lunch, the times for dinner. They didn't have housing units where you assigned to. You just come into prison and it's just a free market. You can go sleep where you want. You can go, you know what I'm saying? You got to have structure, man. So Islam provides the structure. You know what I'm saying? That Muslims all over the globe need, because it's our connector to our Creator, man. It's our connector, man. You know what I'm saying? It's our remembrance. He knows, okay, this is what we doing, man. So, you know, like I said, man, I don't know about y'all, man, but you know, the Ramadan Telethon will continue tomorrow, day 19. Wow. Day 19. But yeah, I just had to share that with y'all, man, because like I said, I don't think I do enough. You know, so I'm praying 5 times a day and fasting and giving charity, man. I don't even think it's a lie for real. Our 5 pillars ain't a lie. You know what I'm saying? What did he tell Moses when he went up on the mount to get the 10 commandments? Hear, O Israel, your God is one. That's the first commandment. Hear, O Israel, your God is one. What's the Prophet Muhammad said? What is our first commandment in Islam? There is no God but Allah. It's the same thing. Allah is just Arabic for God. He's the same God as Moses. Moses is all in the Quran. He's all in the Quran. His brother Aaron's in the Quran. Jesus is in the Quran. Y'all need to pick it up and read it, man. Get some structure, man. That's all. Y'all want to keep living life without no structure, so I'm going to do me. Okay. You keep doing you. You know. But I'm going to do what the law commands me to do, man. You know, that's why I'm fasting, man, for the 31st year. And I love it. Look at your boy. I'm telling you, I'm getting lean and mean, man. I'm telling you. And that's another thing. It's a good weight control mechanism, man. Think about how much food I ate in the last year. Being a glutton. You think you ain't being a glutton. I know I don't eat as much as everybody I be around. So that should tell you how gluttonous these people are. But still, think about for 11 months. You know, we got 12 months in Islam just like the Gregorian calendar. You know? So for 12 months, for 11 months, you can eat and drink, do what you want. But the law says that 9th month of Ramadan, you spend it in fasting, man. And remembrance to him, man. Fasting from talking crazy, cursing, all that. It's a purifier. And I love when I listen, man. That's why we get so emotional on Ramadan. So we had a big Eid, the feast, and we celebrate and get fly and jiggy with it. But we be sad because we like, yo, number one, it's another Ramadan completed. The month is over now. We in the 10th month of Shawwal. You see, I'm giving you these Islamic months. So I'm telling you, y'all Islam 101 should be tight out there. Y'all go back and look at all these videos. I did a video every day, man. This is the 18th video. You know, the month of Shawwal is here. Ramadan is gone. Now we thinking, man, are we going to be alive to see the next Ramadan? Like, for real. Think about them Palestinian brothers in Gaza. They back over there bombing them brothers. They say they killed 400 of them brothers and sisters yesterday during the holy month of Ramadan. And you people out here want to support Israel. Like, man, listen, that's a whole other topic. When I finish with Ramadan, they don't even deserve no airplay. But 400 brothers and sisters died last night in Gaza. They are martyrs. When you die in the month of Ramadan, man, in your homeland, you're a martyr, man. You guaranteed paradise by law. He tells us that in the Quran. Why them brothers and sisters had to die? You know what I'm saying? You don't even respect these people fasting, knowing they going without food. You already destroyed the whole country. But I digress on that because I'm going to get back on that. But yeah, I love being obedient to my Creator. That's my number one relationship. If your number one relationship ain't with God, everything in your life going to be off kilter. I don't care if you got $1 million. You're still going to be off. You see all these people got money and they ain't happy? Think about that. Them other people that got money ain't happy. Them people got money locked up. Them other people that have money, they dead. So that's why I said that relationship with God is numero uno. You know, that God's everything I do, man. That's why you won't see me in certain places. I done outgrown certain people. That's just life, man. That's life. You know, life is to be lived. And I got 2 little Muslims, man, that I'm teaching. And I love when we stand up and all 3 of us pray, man. I love that, man. You know, I love that they love being Muslim, man. Listen, man, I remember one time we was in the park, man, and this old white lady was taking some trash to the trash can, and they stopped and asked her could they take the trash for her, because she was elderly, right? And, you know, I'm sitting in my car, right? And they walked with the lady, and on the way back, they went off to start playing. She stopped at my car. She said, "Excuse me, sir. Are those your 2 sons?" I said, "Yes, those are my boys. What they do?" You know, that's how Pops, what they do, man. They 8 and 7. They always doing something. She said, "Let me tell you something. They are such sweet boys. They took the trash from me and asked me could they take the trash to the trash can. And then they told me that they were Muslim, and they asked me what was I. And I told them I was a Christian. And they said, "Oh, okay, we're Muslim. My dad's Muslim." And she said, "I think it's so beautiful that children that young are proud to tell you what they believe in." And let me tell you something, man. When I said, "Thank you, ma'am," and she walked off back to her car, and I said, that's what a relationship with God gives you, man. This is imperative for, you know, you raising kids, man, and putting something in them, man. Because a lot of these young adults don't have nothing in them, man. They got a lot of foolishness in them. They got a lot of emptiness in them, man. That's why they act out and they act the way they do. All you got to do is watch social media. All you got to do is watch social media, man. I mean, you seen me on 60 Days In. You see me talking to them young brothers in there, man. Go out there and get in the truck game, man. Get you a truck. You see me in there praying, talking to the brothers about Islam. You know, that's who I am. I told you, I'm Muslim before anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm Muslim before I'm anything, man. God don't care if I'm black, white, green, or purple. You know, I love being black. Don't get that twisted. I'm proud to be black. But that don't trump my relationship with God, which makes me Muslim. Which means one who submits his will to the Creator. That's what Muslim means, all right? So like I said, in the meantime, between time, head on over, man, to my YouTube channel, The Oddcast, man. Like and subscribe if you haven't, man. I got 700 videos on there. When I moved to DR, I got everything on. I got the boys, I got everything, man. But yo, I love y'all rocking out with me, man. Real talk. Put this under the cap, man. You got 18 videos to go back and look through in the Ramadan Telethon. And your boy will be back tomorrow, day 19. I'll have something else cooked up for you. Like them oxtail calzones, man. Y'all see on my story. Alright, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all my Muslim brothers and sisters all over the globe. Fasting. Love you even if you're not fasting. Get stronger and fast. And to my non-Muslim brothers and sisters, man, peace.